Okay. Our mission, Helping Parents Heal, is a nonprofit organization dedicated to assisting bereaved parents. Through support and resources offered, we aspire to help individuals become shining light parents, meaning a shift from a state of emotional heaviness to one of hopefulness and a greater peace of mind. Helping Parents Heal goes a step beyond other groups by allowing open discussion of spiritual experiences. And afterlife evidence in a non-dogmatic way. Helping Parents Heal affiliate groups welcome everyone, regardless of religious or non-religious background, and encourage open dialogue. Attendance at all Helping Parents Heal meetings is voluntary. All discussions that take place at affiliate-led meetings are confidential. We hope that participants will learn from and share with each other. Zoom meetings run by Helping Parents Heal leadership are not confidential. These meetings typically feature guest presenters and are posted on YouTube so that affiliate members worldwide can watch and benefit. Neither type of Helping Parents Heal meeting is designed to replace traditional therapy or spiritual counseling. Helping Parents Heal offers a wide variety of speakers, allowing parents to learn about the many possible ways to heal. This includes presenters covering progressive topics such as afterlife evidence and connecting with children who have passed. The views expressed by our guest speakers may or may not reflect the opinions of Helping Parents Heal leaders and members. So we ask that you take from their presentations whatever may benefit you personally.
Thank you so much. That was perfect. And I have a very short bio that I'm going to read about Alaine, and it's so easy. Alaine Portner is a gifted evidential medium, compassionate spiritual teacher, experienced meditation coach, and accomplished author. Through her exceptional skills as a medium, she makes a difference in the lives of people across the globe through communication with their loved ones in spirit. Her intention is to provide transformative spiritual experiences which empower all of us to develop our own intuition and connection to our loved ones. You can learn more about her on our website at www.alaineportner.com. I will go ahead and type that into the chat box. And without further ado, please join me in welcoming the beautiful Alaine Portner. Welcome, Alaine.
I only do that because it's such a great intro. And I do keep it short, even though it's a very long history of how this all started. But I will tell you that's in my book. It's on Amazon. Not that that was a promo, but I never like to take the time to actually talk about myself. I really would always like to devote the time to talking about how these connections happen, making the connections for you. That has always been my intention, to empower you for all that you're experiencing in the positive light that is available to all of us, even if this is your first time with Helping Parents Heal or your 100th time. We all have the ability to learn. I'm still learning the language also. And I would say this today because I had a couple of appointments today, and I think to myself that you yourselves are getting information. It is your intimate love language with your loved ones that nobody else can really interfere in. It's that we're trying to interpret maybe language, messages that might be at a higher vibration, not than what you're getting, because there's nothing that could be superlative to that, because it's everything that you feel. But yet, it's non-biased, and that's the connection, and that's the attraction, because that's the intuitiveness that you might not be able to get exactly because of your relationship to them. That's why we're the mediums. That's why we're in the middle sometimes. But this is a more important message to say, please own, please take all that's coming to you, could be on a regular basis, of the personal, deep, intimate connections that are coming to you from your loved ones. It's almost as colorful as Elizabeth's background.
Thank you.
So sometimes it's a practice. Sometimes it's a repetition. Sometimes it's a familiarity with your love language, and it's expanding. And if I can do anything tonight, even if you personally don't get a message, you may expand on your own by hearing somebody else's message. So I offer to you my teachings that way. I always like to meditate first. So I welcome you into that. I know that it gives you a good headspace and allows us to unfold a little bit and allows us to re-engage in a higher realm of connection. Okay, does that make sense to everybody? It's really a pleasure to be here. If I didn't say that, I sincerely mean that. These meetings are very sincere to my heart in the work that so many people from Helping Parents Heal are really doing out there. And I just appreciate the support that you're giving them, because they're spearheading quite beautiful directions into a pathway of hope. Thank you. Yeah, no, I sincerely believe that. Okay. I'm going to head into a meditation. We actually think clearer, and you'll get my jokes better because I do make them eventually. So just know that. Okay. I'm trying to think if I'll use one of these. Oh no, I'll use one of these. Okay, so I'm going to ring the tingshes and then we'll head into the meditation. So allow yourselves to be super comfortable, to take a few deep breaths, and kind of telling yourself, which is really, you're a good listener, to say that I'm meditating and start to own it. Whatever that means to you today might feel different tomorrow. So own what you know here and now. So we may be sitting tall in our seat, reclining, whatever feels most appropriate to your body at this time of day for you. Let's begin to align the spine. So again, if you're sitting tall or you're lying down or whatever feels really right for you, it would be good to work from the head to the toes, to close the eyes lightly, to soften ourselves, whatever that may mean to you, and open up your heart to yourself. We take a deep inhale and allow ourselves to be breathed, inhaling deeply in through the nose and out through the nose. Perhaps 5 deep breaths. There's no need to count. More importantly, to exhale further than you are inhaling, so you can release and relax and settle in. Inhaling and exhaling. Perhaps a few more, releasing the outer layers of some of the energy that you've chosen to be a part of today. And in these exhales, it gives us the opportunity to release, relax, and let go, and be still here, now. So I've chosen a meditation for the reason that we are here. Sometimes we get very caught up in the purposes of life, and then when something catastrophic happens in our lives, we change direction. And then sometimes we may get confused about why we are here, but this would be a meditation that could bring you into the moment of being here. And that might just be a purpose, because to be a human being, you may not always want to dig up the past or worry about the future. You really want to be here, in a cleansed way, with great clarity. So as we continue to breathe and we set this guided meditation in place, our bodies, our minds, our faces have become softer as we inhale and exhale, and be conscious of the moments in the breath that we are bringing in order to feel greater peace, no stress. So begin to imagine yourself in a creative beautiful, peaceful place. It could be a grassy knoll by a pond. It could be you on vacation. It could be a shady spot off a mountain. Or maybe it's 1,000 yards under the surface of the ocean. And under this water, whereby a miracle of thought, you are able to breathe completely. So wherever you find yourself, begin to detach and see, sense, and know yourself in a calm, peaceful place. Take a few breaths on that awareness within the body's reaction to peace that you are creating. You begin to see the coral, you begin to see the fish swimming by as you sit on a rock. Maybe you're finding yourself on the inside of a giant cloud where all angels gather. And they invite you to lie on a cloud. Perhaps you can even find yourself on another planet where you have never seen things before. You're the creator. In the stillness, I'm going to get quiet so you can absorb the environment that you can create. You may find in the depth of your relaxation that you are allowing your body to experience, creating the ambiance for yourself to unfold, that you may even find that you can take a deeper breath into your belly, into your heart, into your sensory awareness of letting go. Wherever you have chosen, it is a place where you can think very clearly and with wisdom about yourself. Explore what you feel to be your highest reason for being on earth. Know your purpose. Let it come to you, even if it's opening up your heart more to who you are, how you are. Have the deepest compassion. Perhaps committing to doing one thing that could deeply fulfill your reason for being here on earth. Choose something simple, something you can do now. There is never a need to analyze why you have not been doing it or doing it as much as you like. We are in the present moment. No need to judge yourself. Simply choose. The choice is between you and yourself. Nobody else needs to know about it. Know that it is chosen from your inner sanctum, your private, holy place. Protect this place of sacred nature whenever you commit to being in that lovely, open-hearted space, in this exquisite relationship that you are creating. Holding steady in this space. Call upon those that you want to hear from and wait just a moment. Continue the inhales and the exhales and allow yourself to be a receptor for that which you believe you are feeling, sensing, and knowing. Perhaps we're cleansing our channels. If that makes sense to you, continue to breathe and know that you are doing that. Inhaling and exhaling. It's a perfect time to set an intention for whatever it is that you need. Please take this higher vibration that you have created, this peace without chaos or stress, easy breathing, easy living, acknowledgement of your purpose, of connection. Ask for what it is that you want. Please wait a moment. Inhale and exhale, and let it be done. With great gratitude for taking a few moments of stillness in your day. Thank you. How are we feeling?
Great for me. That was
You know, sometimes it takes a lot for us to calm down, but we usually get to better places, or we like ourselves a little bit more. And I appreciate you taking the time to do that. I've noticed in working with the Helping Parents Heal group that I like to get a lot of messages out. So, or maybe it's more buzzy than that, where your children want me to do that or something. I don't know what it is, but I'm really happy to get busy unless somebody has a particular question that can run the gamut of questions before we start doing the readings, or I kind of give you a little bit of the rules about it. Does anybody have any kind of question? Did anybody see anything that they've never seen before? Even where we created nature and you were like, well, I don't know where I am. It's a beautiful place. Does anybody have any questions about that or anything? And if not, that's fine. Okay, because you'll put it in the chat box. Is that how it works?
Yeah, normally people will just ask the questions in the chat box and then they'll.
Okay, that's great then. Okay, I forgot about that. Okay, so here's my rules. In a few moments, the way that this works best to optimize the moments and minutes of messaging that we have is that I will provide 3 qualifiers. They will relate to somebody who's on screen for sure. And if they do, I think that Elizabeth and Kathy will be moderating that, and that is fine. I will then come to you. It may be somebody who's a loved one on the other side that is with your child, or it may be somebody that's in your life that they want to talk to. So I use names, dates, initials, and reference points so you will know what I'm speaking about. When you receive the information, there's just one rule, and that you can't say no to me. And I think that sounds really egotistical and actually a tad bit obnoxious, but I am neither of those two things. The reason why I do that is because after 14,500 readings, I really do know not how this goes, because every message is really different, but I do know that many of us, all of us, myself included, have resistance because we may be very literal, spirit is not. And we wanted to fit a framework because that's what we're expecting and that's what we have. So I ask that you not say no, because it pushes it away and it's harder for me to get in when I know that I'm with you. I might use another qualifier to make sure that I know that it's you. So no need for any resistance. If I'm saying something to you that's not making perfect sense, my suggestion is to just breathe. I don't need more information. I just need you to tell me where I'm at with that information. Then I can go a lot further, and that optimizes our message making. Never had bad news, never did, never will. You never have to worry about that. And the other part about this is that you might also be getting a message for someone that's in your vortex. I talk about that as being in your family, and you hear the name. And so if that is the case, that's fine. Just let me know. So my readings expand beyond the one person that you want to connect. I can know that for sure, or it might be exactly that person that needs to connect. Also, throughout this reading, you may hear the names of your loved ones. Just accept it as that. I'm probably still talking to the person that I'm directly talking to. So be accepting of all kinds of messages that can come your way, even if you hear your story or sentiments that are expressed to somebody else in the group reading. Are we all good?
I think so.
That was the qualifier and the disclaimer.
Sounds good.
Medium style.
I just want to tell you that a lot of people had trouble getting on tonight. And
Yeah.
I was going to ask if maybe you would be willing to stay on for another 15 minutes or so. I feel terrible to do that. Do you have something right after this, Alaine? And that's
A little bit, but I can stay a little bit. I usually go 5 to 10 minutes after anyway.
okay.
Sure.
That's part of the reason that I'm just kind of looking distracted, is that we're trying to get the link to everybody. So anyway,
Did something happen to the link? Because
no, I think that somehow it changed. I'm not sure, but anyway, we have everyone who's supposed to be here is here, and
okay.
I appreciate that we're
Sure.
getting started. And so, yes, go
Thank
ahead.
you. Thank you. I'm working on something. Okay, so the way that I have this, the name Rachel is here, and then I have November being significant, and then I also have your name might be an S name. I don't know if that might be a middle name or last name. Might even be Sue, a relatable Sue. Does anybody have that? Oh,
I'm writing. Let's see.
neat. Okay, so can you whoever answered that?
That was me. So I'm just writing what you had said.
Okay.
Make sure that people understood.
So the name of Rachel, November is significant, and there's an S name, and it might be Sue, it might be middle name or last name with an S.
So Peggy Christensen is saying, my daughter is Rachel Sophia. So that's a name after the Rachel.
Is Rachel the daughter that she's trying to reach? Or is Rachel here living?
Let's see. November is her grandmother's birthday, she said. And then I'm not sure if Rachel Sophia is your daughter in spirit, Peggy.
It is?
She goes
okay.
By, she passed. Okay. Yeah.
Can I talk to her directly?
Yes, let's go ahead.
I have already asked her to unmute. So Peggy, if you could say something.
Hi.
Let's see.
Hi.
Oh, good. And you've pinned her already. Okay, so I'm
Hi, Peggy.
Hi.
Hi. So you are Peggy, and is your daughter on the other side Rachel?
Yeah, her name is Rachel Sophia, and
Thank
we
you.
called her Rachel.
And November is her grandmother's birthday?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
Age of passing, please.
Age, did you say?
Age of
30?
passing.
She was
So I have a
30.
3. Okay, thank you. Okay, Peggy, I do understand this, but did she have a really good personality where she liked to laugh a lot?
Yes.
Okay, because she's laughing. She's coming in laughing, which is kind of funny to me. But I don't even know what I'm laughing at. So she's coming in rather jolly, and I need to say it that way because that's what she wants you to know. And she says to you, and you are her mother, correct?
Yes.
Thank you. So is your mom on the other side too? Is that why the grandmother came in here to this part?
No, but she's
Oh.
getting close.
Okay, that's fine. But can you also tell me,
Sorry.
that's all right. That's all right. Can you also tell me, does she have a grandmother on the other side? Is the other part of her? So you're
Yes.
right? Okay, thank you. I also need an N name. Is there an N name here? Or is that grandmother Nana? Is there a reason why I'm saying that, or Nan? Is there a Nancy or a Nathan?
Well, we have an Aunt Nancy.
Okay, and how is she relatable to you? Is that your?
She's my sister-in-law.
Okay, that's important. Is that because that's your brother?
She's married to my brother, yes.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Right. As soon as we answer it, then we can keep going and going and going. Okay. And you're doing great. So what I want to hear, what I want to explain to you, sorry, is that has your brother been very compassionate to you since your daughter had passed?
Yes.
Okay. For whatever reason, your daughter Rachel wants you to acknowledge that, or maybe she is. And there's something more to it, but you'll understand that later. I don't really need to get into that, or maybe to check on him or things like that. So what I have her doing is like dancing around you. I don't know if she was a dancer. I don't know if she liked music, but she's like dancing around you. She had a lot of great energy. And she says, Mom, this is how I am. I want you to be the same way. She said, we had such silly times together, and we would, laugh and be joyful about some of the smallest things. And she says, you have to know that lightness of life, great words, is still with me. But she's thanking you for doing everything you could to not only support her life, but to even in the craziest of ways, and I just need to say this because she just did, supporting her transition. Because the good news about you is that you had this education, this awareness, this spiritual tie to say, like, I've been forced to learn about this because I have been forced to serve this. And she's saying to you that she has served you she's saying that you have served her so well. And what I almost got caught up in, because I thought she was saying she has served you so well, but this has been such a beautiful karmic life experience that you don't want to shut the book on, because she says to you, and that's also a metaphor because there's probably a book on her, a book about her, or something like that. I'll let you keep that. But also it's the never-ending story. I don't know if you know that book or you ever heard about that book, but that's coming up now. And she's saying it's a metaphor for your life with each other. So she says, Mom, you better make sure that you take care of yourself. You have to do what I tell you to do. Now she's yelling at you. And she says to you, I will not let you sit and think of me. She says, I want you to go out and be with me, because she's making you go out and do and go out and be. She said, often she likes a walk in the woods, and says to you, thank you for doing that. But she says that she also likes to engage with other people. So the reason why your brother-in-law came up, or your sister-in-law, sorry, came up, is that they might be offering you an invitation or a vacation or a gathering. She wants you to say yes.
Okay.
Do you understand that, Peggy?
Mhm. Yeah.
Do you have a question?
I think that was exactly what I needed to hear.
That's so beautiful.
Thank
Thank you. There's also something that you're wearing around your neck
Yes.
that is about her.
Yes, she gave this to me as a little purple hug.
Oh, oh my God. Oh, that's so good. That's
She was
lovely.
a redhead.
That's beautiful.
She was a redheaded live wire, and you described her to a T.
I know.
And I
She's
miss her.
still dancing.
Yeah.
It's really
Yeah.
beautiful. Make sure you're dancing as light on your feet as she is.
Thank you.
Nice to know you. Thank you.
Thank you, Peggy. Let's see. So remove the spotlight. Okay, wonderful. That is beautiful.
Okay. So the date is October 12th, or it might be October 2012. I'm not sure. Does that make sense to anybody right away?
So type it in the chat box if it does.
And then there's a K name that's relatable, or the hard K might be Cancer. I'm not sure. What I also know is that there's something significantly red. I think it's a male, and it might be like a favorite red cap, a favorite red t-shirt. Does that make sense to anybody? Or is somebody wearing that they're trying to get to by what that color usage or clothing?
So we don't have anyone saying anything yet.
Okay.
But
I could switch the number to October 2021. Is that more important? Or it may not be the person that's coming in. It may have everything to do with October 2021 being a significant birthday and anniversary. Did somebody come in?
so that was Paul's first wedding on, let's see. Oh, okay. And then Carol is also saying October 21, and I'm a K name, which is true. Okay.
Okay, that's
Olivia
fine.
On the 21st, October 21st.
That's
So,
fine.
So Carol Barak, let me see. I'm going to go to, see if I can find her to unmute her. Sorry. Okay, I've asked you to unmute, Carol.
Hello.
And now
Hi.
Hi.
let's see.
So Carol, what are the qualifiers for you are, of course, your name starts with a K, and you lost someone in October 2021 or on October 21st?
In October 2021.
Okay. What is May to you?
That's her birthday.
The daughter
She-
that you lost?
Correct.
And then can you tell me the age of your daughter, please?
15.
Thank you. Okay. So, Carol, would you understand, have you talked to her this way through a medium before?
Through you, actually. She's come through you a couple of times.
Really?
Yes.
Do I ever meet the same person more than once? And you're telling me I did with you?
Yes.
Wow. What happens when that happens? What does it do to you? Does it increase your ability to connect, or you feel like, tell me what happens if you don't mind, because that's crazy.
I connect with her quite well. She's a really good communicator. And I
Yeah,
think
she feels like it.
resonates with you.
Maybe. She's adorable. That's great. Let me ask you this. Does it enhance you say you communicate great, which you do. Oh, so I guess what you're saying is that she's an easy spirit.
She was very spiritual here. She had a lot of gifts while she was here as well. So
So what I heard her say, which is kind of funny right now, is it was almost like a makeover, like a facial makeover. Is there a reason why I'm talking about that? Did you recently get a facial? Was she really involved in or wanted to be more involved in makeup? Like the artistry of her, right?
Yes.
Like
that's the career she wanted to pursue is makeup. Yes.
That's what I thought. So what she's saying is that if she had her way, she would want to wait, I think I lost everybody. I didn't want to. Where are you? Carol, where are you? Did I lose Carol?
I'm not sure what happened with Carol. That's true. Let me see if we can find her in the gallery. Carol, are you still there?
I think she may have lost her connection because I don't see her on the list of participants.
Okay, darn it.
So I'm just going to leave this message because it's recorded so she can get the message, and then I'll start again somewhere else.
She's back.
She's back.
Oh. Where is she?
So we need to unmute her first. So let's see. We can do that very quickly. Sorry.
Elizabeth, does that happen often where the medium connects to the same person?
Not very often, no. So I'm not sure how that happened with Carol. Are you there, Carol?
I am. I'm sorry. I don't know what happened. It just locked me out.
So,
Yeah.
Carol, what I wanted to say to you is that this is this really sweet message that if she had her way, she would want to apply makeup to everyone, but she would put a big lips and big smile because that's what she wants to see in everyone. She doesn't want to see somebody sad. She wants to make everybody, it sounds so simple, but it's being spoken like a child. She wants to see everybody happy. She's also saying to you that she wants to make sure that your prescriptions are up to date. Why is she saying that?
I don't know.
So is there somebody that needs a prescription, or you're getting one, or you don't know? And if you don't know, it might be something in the future.
I'm not sure.
That's great. That's good. So this would be for the future. So no big deal. It's not even bad news. It's just that you probably will be getting a prescription for something, and there might be something funny about it or whatever, but she's going to help you and lead it into a place where you have better understanding. Sounds kind of funny about how to take care of yourself better.
Okay.
Do you have a question for her?
Do I have a question? I think it's more around her passing, because she was on life support for the last 24 hours, and I personally am convinced that her soul descended at the accident site, but I'd like to know if she was around while she was on life support or if she transitioned at the accident site.
Thank you. A couple of questions for you, and the answer here for me is 7. Do you understand 7 as being either a birthday, anniversary, yours? Was it 7 a.m., 7 p.m.? Is there something?
7 p.m. Yeah,
Okay.
7 p.m.
Was the accident, or is that when she left?
7 p.m. was around the time of the accident. I think maybe a little bit earlier.
Right, so that's the answer to the question. It happened there.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much, Carol. Thank you for being with you again. She's adorable. I don't mind reading her.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I really appreciate it.
Sure.
That was beautiful. Goodness gracious. And that was very unusual. We're having a lot of technical difficulties, but you're doing
Yeah.
Elaine. So
Okay, thank you. So we're moving on, I think. Thank you. Woof. So again, not sure if the child's name, or there's an uncle that's a part of this too. I don't know if the uncle passed right before or right after, or just recently, and this is the same family. The names is a B name. If somebody's name is Barbara or Bruce or Brendan, a name like that. Lots of B's and lots of R's. The uncle is a part of this. I don't know what that means. And this is maybe 2 children. Not that 2 children have passed, or maybe that is the case. Maybe this happened in February, or there's a surviving brother. It looks like it's 2 boys. Not that 2 boys are on the other side, but the message might be for the brother.
Does this resonate with anyone? We don't have anybody writing anything quite yet. Let's see. My son passed and my nephew, both in heaven with my uncle.
Oh. And where would be the B name? You can bring that person on. That's good enough.
Okay, so Kathy, can you unmute, or do you want me to do that?
I'll find her. I have asked her to unmute.
Steven.
Okay, so let's see. We need to find you though. KS.
She's right there waving.
She's waving.
There we go.
Okay. And
hi, what is your first name? Karen?
Karen. I'm on.
So it is your nephew and your son, or?
It's both. My nephew is the R name. He passed in 2019, and my son just passed in April. And my uncle, which was their second uncle, but they were all very close. My uncle passed 2 years ago.
Okay, so stay with me for just a second. I want to also ask you, was there a car accident at all in either one of these? So why am I talking about a car? Did one of them get a car that was handed down into the family and they're now with that person on the other side? Does that make sense? The car is still here?
So I'm not going to say no.
Okay. Did somebody get a new car in your family? I'm supposed to talk about a car.
Well, a car, perhaps my husband is driving our son's car.
That's it.
Our son loved it.
Okay, that's what I need. Because is your husband there? Is there somebody in the background?
He is.
Okay, thank you. Okay, just both of you just stay right there if you don't mind.
Okay.
So you had a nephew that passed in 2019. Your son just passed in
April, this past April.
and the uncle passed in between.
In between.
Is the uncle your husband's brother?
The uncle is my mother's brother, but my husband's best friend.
Oh, that's interesting. Thank you. Is there a Michael here? Is there an M name here?
Oh my God, my other son's name is Michael.
That's really important. Wow. Okay. And where were the B names relatable? Where was that coming in? Is that a last name? Is there a Brendan?
B is Bethany.
Oh, my daughter Bethany, our daughter Bethany, maybe.
Thank you, of course. That's why it's safe to do this with other people, because they help you remember.
I was hooked on the boy named Brendan. I wasn't even thinking of our daughter.
Thank you. I understand. I'm going to get quiet for a moment, okay? So they're pretty much like rebel rousers. Do you understand that? Like they're like, you know, they're being playful. They're like, we're having a better time than you. And they're like, it's not pillow fighting, it's like cloud fighting. And they're just being very masculine about their presence. And they're saying to you, Dad, because you're the other one's uncle, is my understanding, that you're supposed to go all out for sports. I don't know what that means. Maybe your team is doing really well, or maybe there's some kind of sport that you played, and they're saying that they want you to understand that their interests are being satisfied for, it sounds kind of crazy, and I don't know why they're saying it, but you have to tell me why. Their cravings for speed or sports or thriving is being satisfied. So they don't have those needs on the other side. The need that they had is for their family to continually honor them in the place for where you will all meet again. So there was no competition, and they're being a little snarky, sarcastic about it. So I don't know how they're like kind of dishing this out, but they're saying, of course, there is no competition to this end race of life, but they want you to know that they're in really great company, just like you are, because you're sharing life experiences with each other, even though it's in a different place, but they're able to watch you, which is why he called you out on using your car, his car. But they're not calling you out for it. They just know it. And he says, you know, you couldn't use that car without keeping a picture of me in it.
I have a picture of my son in it.
Bingo. I just have to absorb that, because we cannot brush it off as that not being testimonial evidence, but my whole body's lighting up for you to know that your son is with you and knows that you're taking his car out. So it's kind of like rebel rousing you. You know what I mean? It sounds like you had that kind of relationship, or you lean on those times when that was rowdy. That word keeps coming up. Thank you very much. So there's now a different shift here. I believe that this is your son, and he's talking about settling in and watching movies, which was perhaps a favorite pastime, or is that something that you used to do?
Yes.
That was his favorite pastime.
Yep, one of his favorite
One of them.
pastimes.
Yeah.
We'd take them to movies all the time.
Yeah. So he says, what would you do if I told you that watching you is like watching a movie? He says it's his favorite movie. He says, but it needs adventure to it. So he says, you've got to take your show on the road. So what he's saying is, I guess, with Bethany and Michael, there needs to be a reunion, and it needs to be somewhere else other than home. He
You've
asked
heard-
that you open up the window tonight because it's better if you keep the bedroom window open. Make sure you turn off the TV. He says, because if you're not watching a movie, it'll be quieter. So you can only watch movies, no news.
That's to his
And-
father.
That's his
Okay,
dad.
that's fine.
Hey,
That's
That's
fine. That's
Yeah.
okay. But think about that for whatever it's worth. You have it. We're recording it, but that's really important. But Dad, do you have a question for your son?
Do you have a question?
Excuse me.
Do I have a question for him? Wow. I have a lot of questions. In particular,
Okay, I can give you more information without you trying to formulate it if you want.
Yes,
Okay.
that would be good if you could.
Because what's really important here is you need to know when you listen back to it that they're providing answers to questions that you already have.
oh,
Okay. And so one of those questions is, one of those answers is thank you.
thank you.
I'm going to give it to you in a moment. Do you have a relative with an A name?
I'm sorry, an A name?
A relative with an A name in your husband's family. What is your first name?
My name is Karen.
Your husband.
Steven, sorry, Steven.
Thank you. Stephen, do you have an Arlene, Adrian, Ann, any of those names in your family? Where's the closest A name to you?
A name.
A.
A.
Okay. I'm not going to spend time with it. You'll get it later. Do you know it?
No, I'm sorry.
No.
Is that a
Can't-
middle name from anybody?
An A?
Middle name with an A?
Well, Bethany would be
You know-
Alexandra, but
Who is Alexandra?
No, my husband just said our daughter Bethany's middle name is Alexandra. It's the only A.
Perfect. I'm going to teach you a really quick lesson. The answer is always yes.
Okay.
Do not discount when a medium is saying something to you and you're like, no, it's not that. No, it's not that. Yes, it is. Okay. So I'm saying to you, it sounds like Bethany's asking you to do something. Let's do this. Let's do that. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
Okay. And is there a reason why you're not saying yes to that? Is she towing the decency of the family to do adventure and have fun or to make new memories? Because it sounds like her energy is about that. So in ways to honor her, because she's a living child, and this is from your son telling you to say yes.
Okay.
So what's really important for Dad, for Steve, is for him not to feel the pressure before he goes to sleep, which is why they're telling you to turn off the TV and open the window. You are here on earth. You can absorb yourself in nature, even in your own bedroom. They want it to be like fresh. And so you'll have better connections the more natural you become. This is a small example of how to create that ambiance in the house, not the extra chaos of the news of what's going wrong in the world. Because there's a lot of things that are going right. And what's going right is you're a family, designated family. You weren't chosen. You've had this experience so that you need to be more natural. And I'm so glad that you're here tonight because the natural abilities allows you to coordinate your experiences with your son and have extreme communication and divine dialogue with him, even if you can't put words to it. You want to feel it from head to toe, whatever it is, because sometimes we begin to numb ourselves. Watching the news is numbing yourself. You think you're staying on alert because you're going to hear bad news, but really you're just protecting yourself from your own bad news that you think that you had. If we treat it that way, even though it is the most tragic, out of order experience that any human could have is to lose a child. But what we're really saying is Move in the flow of it rather than the resistance. Easy to say, hard to do. These are examples of homework and practice that all of us can do. We can all open up our windows at night and not be afraid. Because what you will find is that you'll have symbols and signs, connections, sounds, birds coming to you. You just have to make the decision if you want that. Because it's really just a metaphor for your son.
We ask for signs all the time.
Good. And you get them, right?
All the time. All the time.
Good. Love you guys.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Sure. My pleasure.
That was wonderful. Oh my goodness. Beautiful validations. And
so we'll take one more, I think. Yes?
Okay, yes, please. Yes, definitely.
So this is a child that passed in college or college years. Sorry to say that. There's an E name that's connected to it. It might be Erica. And there may be a sister involved. Somebody's yelling, Mom.
Okay, so Elise is saying, my daughter passed at college. My name is Elise. Ella is mine. Patrice is saying, Ella is mine. Let's see. Whitney is saying, my son is in college. Let's see, cattle farm, cattail.
So I can tell who it is in just a moment by adding the month of July to this, whether it's a birthday, anniversary, or passing that happened.
Okay. Significant. Okay. So let's see.
It's one of those people that responded, and I have, like I said, July is the denominator.
Okay, so Christy's saying, let's see, Megan is saying, my daughter passed in college, but no E. Okay, my anniversary. Okay.
Is the person's name who's here with an E?
Elise said July is her brother's birthday.
What did you say, Kathy? I didn't hear
Elise said July is her brother's birthday.
Okay. And so Elise is saying that her daughter passed in college, but her daughter's name isn't an E. Her name is an E. And Patrice is saying Ella is hers. Okay. Let's see. So
Carmen is saying my daughter Emma passed in July. She was planning on college, but missed it by a year.
Okay, so that was
I'm not sure there. Can that person come on for just a second?
which one? The one
The
who
last one with Emma and July.
okay.
Carmen, I've asked her to unmute.
Hi.
Carmen?
Yeah.
Hi,
Hi.
Carmen. Can you just give me a little bit of an explanation? So who did you lose?
It's my daughter, Emma.
So she was headed to college, she was junior year?
It was 1 month, it was the summer before her senior year. So she was 1 month away from applying to school.
Okay. And she's talking about it for a reason. Do you understand? Thank you. Hold on, please. So, did she ever try sewing clothes or making clothes? Is there anybody that made clothes in your family or knitted or anything like that in your family history?
Her grandma did. She
Sure,
would have made
stay
some
there.
things in junior high, but
Emma did?
A little bit, yeah.
Okay, so the grandmother, is that your mom's mom?
That's my mom.
Right, that would be, sorry, that's
It's
right. Okay,
Emma's Oma.
grandmother.
Yeah.
And then is there a J name around your mom? G, J, Jean? Is there a Jean in the family?
Cousin.
So,
Her dad is the J name, not a.
oh, that's perfect.
Yeah.
I need that. Is
Yeah.
that Joe?
It is, yeah.
Thank you. Okay. So there's a couple things going on. I just want to make sure, is Joe around? Is Joe with you?
We're just recently divorced, but yeah, he's around.
Yeah. So she's asking for him, and that doesn't mean that that puts any pressure on you, because she's trying to say who she's looking for and who she's with. So is your mother on the other side?
No.
Okay, so she's with your mom, she's with Joe, and she's with you. That's not exclusive, she says, because there's other people that she could be around, and you know that. But for some reason, she's talking about that. That might be the greatest depth of loss. And this is why she's talking about it. She says, like you, she had a lot of high hopes. She said she wanted to do it. I'm sorry. She said that she wanted to do this for everyone that helped her and made her feel proud. She says that she understands that there's been difficulty between you and your husband, and that we don't know if this is ever going to make anything better. She says you can't do things for her or say that you're doing things for her, but the things that you could do for her have nothing to do with Joe. She just asks that you be kind to each other. The thing that she wants you to do, because she wants the very best for you, is to make sure that you, so do you have one other child?
Yeah.
And then you've got to celebrate their birthday soon. Is that true? Is it her birthday coming up? Whose birthday is it?
No, we just celebrated her dad's. Well.
Oh, okay. That's funny. Thank you for saying that. Okay.
Because what you said before about doing something for her, I actually made him a pecan pie for his birthday. And I told him it was from her because I thought he should have something that she would have wanted him to have.
That's very true. It's all true. So all she's doing is mentioning it. They could talk about what you had for lunch yesterday. So that's not that interesting. So I'm supposed to be talking about a birthday, because all of those thoughts that we have is thoughts that have come from them, right? Not that they're in our heads or whatever, especially when there's good intentions there. Because she was on her way about talking about she just wants you two to be kind, right? And so this was a very kind pecan pie that it needed to be given to him from her, but you're channeling her. And you should know that, because they don't have any judgments.
Right.
We do. And when we listen to them, it's probably for the greater good. And that's why we take extra special time in order to be with them. Also, what's happening is that the dream visits are for real. I'm supposed to be telling you that. And what
Good.
dream visits do is that they clear channels and they validate you having those experiences of your loved ones coming to you. So it's almost like such a different experience when you wake up and you realize that you just had a dream about your child that was so real. And there's books about, right? Heaven is for real, that it really does happen. So this is our first awakening and our awareness that we are really intuitive and that we can dream about them in that way and really be with them. So it's quite beautiful. So thank you for setting those intentions of connection. She tells you to make sure that you have extra keys for the house.
Probably.
Do you understand that?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have a question for Emma? So I'm going to tell you something that's really beautiful that I just heard from her. So somehow you have, not somehow, but you have a great sense of her. That feeling of Emma will never leave you. The greater beautiful feelings of Emma will never leave you. So it's not like when we grieve, it's the only time that we experience her. It's also in the lightness from the darkness that we really do experience the crystal kids, the crystallization of their soul and their spirit and things like that. She asked that you keep looking for experiences like that, but here's another one. So you can't validate this because I don't know that it's happened. So you might feel like little kisses. I think they call them butterfly kisses. You ever hear of that expression?
Mhm.
Why am I talking about that? Did you ever experience that with her? Have you since she's been gone? Why am I saying that?
I've felt hugs from her, and butterflies were very which I didn't even know at the time, but afterwards looking back, butterflies were everywhere in her room and the artwork that she's done. She even created an image of herself as a butterfly in one of her high school art classes. And so
right.
maybe, yeah.
So what happens is the language between you and her is being developed. It was even then, and it still is now, and now it's taken another realm. The butterfly signifies transformation for sure, but I love that you're going to experience that little like fairy wing. So if it hasn't happened yet, that's really okay, because it will happen for you, and it will be the most greatest miracle that you could ever experience. Even having these conversations and then having that personal experience, she wants the very best for you, and she's just teaching you ways in which you can feel her, perhaps on a different, even higher frequency. She's also telling you to, right, so this has to do with career or something. Is there anything that you're doing? Because she's telling you to get stronger and go for it, Mom. Do you understand what that means?
Well, my career has been interesting, and that was part of the college thing too. She was going to probably come to the college that I worked at, and when that happened at that timing, I quit my job. I couldn't do it. I couldn't. I was in the field of helping families get their children to college, and I couldn't do it because my daughter wasn't going to be able to do that. So I went back to my original, which was working with young children, and so I work in preschool now, which is very different than what I've done for most of my life. But I might have to bump it up a little bit to do a little more than just be kind of an assistant. So
yeah, you do.
Perhaps that's
She's
it.
telling you to go for it. Maybe
Go
it's time,
Yeah.
and she will make that happen for you. It might not necessarily be in the same place, but she says you have a lot of capabilities, Mom, and you really need to go for it because you want to continually be inspired.
She used to
Thank
call me
you.
the baby whisperer. Yeah, so
That's lovely. Lovely.
thank
you so much for being here.
I'm gonna look for those butterfly kisses.
Yeah, let me know. I love
you.
that. Anybody can email me and let me know that they're having those great experiences. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Before you finish, I want you to tell about the workshop that's coming up, or it's a group session that you're going to be doing. Is that right?
Right. So what I try and do is every couple of months, I have a group medium session that can be explained and actually purchased on my website. It's a small group, but what I love about the small group is that everybody in the group gets a reading. So it's a way to participate, and it's open to all of you for sure. So again, I just want to state that it's an absolute honor to be in this world of gifts that we all connect to further not only just the education, but it's more important to empower each other so that you have your own experiences. And when you have them, I beg of you, don't doubt it, right? Just say, thank you. I love that. Thank you. You might even hear me saying thank you a lot to the spirits because they're giving me clarification. So what a pleasure to be with you. It's a phenomenal organization, and I totally support it in this way.
Well, thank you. And we always, whoops, I just stopped my video. Didn't mean to do that. I'm trying to let everybody unmute themselves. I am just so grateful to you for being on tonight. This was kind of a crazy evening and you did so beautifully the whole way through. If anyone did get a reading, please send me something at elizabeth@helpingparentsheal.org. I had put it in the chat box for the newsletter with a picture of your child, as well as the validation story. And with that, if you all would like to unmute, say
Thank you, Alaine. It was so beautiful.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
You're beautiful.
Thank you so much.
So are you.
Incredible.
Thank
Thank
you.
you so much.
Thank you, Elaine.
Thank you. Thank you.
Have a wonderful evening, everyone. Take care. Bye, everyone.
Bye.